Hello everyone, it is me, Halloween Guy 101, and I'm back to discuss Spirit Halloween's 2023 lineup this year. So, last year I put out a pretty scandalous video about talking about how I really did not like last year's lineup. I thought it was one of the worst lineups, probably even worse than 2020, to be honest. It was just not good. I did not like it. Of course, some people love it. Opinions are opinions. Everyone's got one. It doesn't really matter. This is just my opinion, and to me, 2023 is probably like 90% better than 2022, in my opinion. Now, I have a feeling I know why. I think there's two factors at play. One, they didn't have to worry about that stupid movie and paying for it, which I hated that movie, by the way. It was not good. It could never have been good. It was made in with $3 in the budget, But two, also, they literally have the 40th anniversary, and if they were to come out with a horrible lineup for their 40th anniversary, they would be in deep shit. So, especially with all the competition out there, I'm not going to really be talking about Home Depot too much and the competition, Party City, Lowe's, they're all good. I'm not going to make videos on them because I pretty much love their entire lineup, but I will say that I do want to make this video because I just want to talk about why I really think this year's a lot better and what I hope they do next year to continue this really, really solid lineup. So the whole lineup is pretty much out now. I mean, the stores are open, so we pretty much know everything that they are releasing, so that's pretty good. So we're going to use the Spirit Halloween Wikia as always, just because it's pretty easy to see what is out there and everything. So let's go to the 2023 lineup, and let's start out with a prop that is pretty controversial because it's technically quote unquote canceled or recalled, and that is Heckles the Clown. Honestly, when I saw Heckles the Clown, I was okay with him. I didn't think he was horrible. I think he was a pretty decent and cool concept, but I was just worried about it because it's very much doesn't have much movement for $280, and that's the thing with Spirit in the past, is that they would sell you a prop for almost $300 and it has barely any movement, and that's why they're really bad value. Heckles, I mean, he makes up for it by having that balloon that has this transforming face. That is a pretty cool concept. I do like that a lot. And he is a cool clown. I wish he would have had servo motors. I don't know why. Seasonal Visions made him, so there was no reason why they couldn't have put servo motors in him. Probably because he probably would have been a $350 prop, but I think if he were to have servo movements, especially like the new Lethal Lily and Cold Hate or THD 3000 that Home Depot was releasing, if he were to have blinking and moving eyes and a moving head on servos, he would have been so much better. I think he could have been really cool with cool facial expressions. He just could have been a lot better. And he was recalled mainly because I think the facial deformities that happened. I don't know what really happened, but he had some really bad facial deformities. So yeah. Also, it says that the description said he was supposed to have servos in it, but he does not have servos in it. I think that's the big letdown. I think they should have put servos in him because he's just a lot better with servos, in my opinion. The next one that we're going to be talking about is a reskin from, what was his name? Oh, Mr. Dark. He's a reskin from Mr. Dark. You know who he is. He is Hellspawn. I like him a lot better than Mr. Dark. Mr. Dark is an amazing concept, and I'm so happy retail props are pushing the line. Especially Spirit Halloween is finally doing that. They're pushing the line of mechanisms and everything. That's perfect. I've been really happy with them. Pushing a line of mechanisms, like we did the sit to stand prop. Now we have these guys, and there's another one on this year. I think he's really fucking cool. I wish he would have risen to at least 10 or 12 feet. That would have been so cool, but I understand that would have been probably double the cost because they probably have to have a double motor in there and everything. But he's just really cool. I love the facial design on him. I love his red look. I love how the cape is fully red. It looks really good. It looks just a lot better, in my opinion, than Mr. Dark. I mean, of course, again, opinions. Everyone has an opinion. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I think he's just a lot better than Mr. Dark, and I'm so glad that they released him $329 isn't bad, especially when you consider the mechanism, and especially because you consider that he goes from 4 feet to 8 feet tall, doubling his height. I have to say this is a really good prop, so I'm pretty happy with Hellspawn. Next up, we have Emmeline, or Emmeline, or whatever you want to call her. I freaking love her. I don't know why I love her so much, but I love her. Well, I know why I love her so much. She is like the coolest mechanism I've ever seen in a retail prop. Like, you're going to hear a lot of people talk about that. She's just got a really freaking cool mechanism in her. She literally lunges forward, like I think 40 inches she lunges forward, and like it's a really smooth motion and it's quick. It's just super cool. I'm so glad that they actually like have a prop that lunges forward like that. She's awesome. She is an inbox only prop. She's going to be in stores, but inbox only because she's just too fucking huge. 7 feet tall. It lunges forward 44 inches, and it's $280. And for that price, literally not bad. Just slap a coupon on it. You'll get it down even further. That's great. There's literally no complaints with this prop. This is awesome. When I first saw the video of her, I was like, holy shit, they actually did that. They actually did something new and unique, and it's awesome. Like, I know this girl's going to be reskinned a lot, but yeah, that mechanism. Techie Toys, they also did Hellspawn, and they did a couple other props this year. Techie Toys is fucking killing it. They have went from a really pretty unreliable company that had really bad mechanisms to one of the most innovative companies to exist, along with Seasonal Visions. They are really innovative, and I'm very happy that they are just really good at what they're doing. They're just doing awesome stuff. So I love Emmeline. She's awesome. She is like a perfect prop in my opinion. All right, here's one I really do not like. This is the Martian Warrior. He's based off the movie Mars Attacks, which is like a movie from the 90s, I believe. And I'm just so not impressed with this guy. I heard he looks really good in person. And like, I do think it's cool how he mists and stuff like that. And it's a cool like IP that they've never done before. But like, again, it doesn't do anything. It moves its head back and forth and makes space noises, and then it mists. You can make this prop. You can find you can probably make this prop, and you probably will not spend $400 on it. I'm sorry. It's not complicated of a prop. I don't care if it's got the best build quality ever. It's $400. It's not worth $400 in my opinion. It's made by Party Time. It's probably going to break in a few years. It's so basic, and they're charging $400 for it. And the only reason why they're doing that is because, one, they can. People will buy it anyways. And two, because it is a quote-unquote IP, and like they can do that. But even though, we'll get into the next prop, because I have lots of opinions on the next one, but yeah. The Crypt Keeper. Yep. So he is $400, and he's a prop that has not returned or has not been released since when? Like the 90s? That was the last time they made a Crypt Keeper props. So, it's a big deal for a lot of people. And he's got a decent detail on his face. Like, he's not bad looking. But he's made by Crazy Create, which is red flag number 1. I also believe that this prop is unlicensed, because if you go on the website, you will see that there is no statement that says it's officially licensed. And also, they never even mentioned Tales of the Crypt in there with the trademark, so I'm just speculating. I don't think this prop is licensed. Hopefully, Spirit Halloween clears it up soon. He's only available online, which is red flag number 3. And his movement is just not good. He's got horrible audio quality from what I heard. He uses zip ties to be brought together. And there's been multiple people claiming that they've had issues with their units. So $400 is not worth it. Again, I don't think it's worth it. Maybe you can get it with a 20% coupon. I'm not sure. Yeah, I get why they released this guy, but like, again, he's just not worth it. Like, $400 is ridiculous. They could have charged less, but they chose to charge more because they know $400 people will buy it. People will probably buy 2. Let's be real. But yeah, that's unfortunate. So the next 3 I'm going to loop together. It is Gordo, Little Jack Carver, as well as Dagger Mike. They all pretty much have one motion. Dagger Mike pops up with knives. Gordo is a pumpkin that his face pops up. And Little Jack Carver is a zombie skeleton boy he's like a zombie scarecrow boy who pops up his face. and he reveals like an ugly face. They're all very similar. Little Jack Carver and Dagger Mike are $169.99, and then Gordo is $149.99. They're all pretty overpriced in my opinion because they only do one motion, and they're pretty much around 4 feet or under, so they're quite small, I would say. And because of that, they're just pretty boring. Sound and Lights Animatronics made Gordo, and then for Dagger Mike and Little Jack Carver, Crazy Crate made them. I really do not like Crazy Crate. They use zip ties and all that shit, so they're just not good quality. But yeah, they're pretty basic. I don't really like them. I think they should be like $100 tops each of them, but it's Spirit Halloween. They're going to jack up every single price that they possibly can. It wouldn't be a year for Spirit Halloween without talking about their 3 their 3 clown props, and those 3 victims are Slim, Stilts, and Poor George. Oh boy, let's get into it. So I think one of my favorite ones is probably Poor George. I think he's just really freaking cool. He's not horrible. He's $180. He's made by Crazy Creed, which again is questionable, but he's got a really interesting animation. He flips around and like maniacally laughs, and the more I look at him and the more I watch videos of him, the more I kind of love him. He's kind of a really cool idea, and I love how he has 2 different faces, like the happy face and the terrified face. Like, I think that's just really freaking cool. And I think they knocked it out of the park with this guy. I think he could be a little bit bigger. He's only 4.2 feet tall. I feel like he could be bigger. You know, make him like super big. But like, he's just kind of there. You know, I mean, I like him, but he's just like I would consider him more of a background prop. I really wish he was constant motion. Like, if he was constant motion and constantly just maniacally laughing the whole time, he'd be really cool. But he's also $180, and for that price, he should be doing a little bit more than just laughing and tumbling around. So there's that. I don't have many nice things to say about these next 2, Slim and Stilts. I mean, Slim, I love Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's probably one of my favorite movies that I've recently watched. I think last year I watched it for the first time, and I love it. I think it's so fucking goofy and funny and hilarious and just a fun movie to watch. And I'm glad they made another Killer Clowns from Outer Space prop. I really am glad. And he's huge. He's 7.2 feet tall, and he looks really freaking good. But he's made by Party Time, which is questionable, and he has one motion that happens literally once throughout the activation, and he just laughs and moves his mouth. They could have done more with him. Like, I get it, he's trying to trap something and doing that, but like, he could be doing something more, maybe a body turn, something else. But you know, because of that, and because it's also a $400 prop, yes, and another $400 prop. Like, there's multiple $400 props this year, which is actually kind of sad that we've gotten to the point where $400 props at Spirit Halloween are like the norm, because he's $400. And because he doesn't do that much, I just don't think he's worth it at all. But we knew that already. Sorry, not sorry. He's just kind of meh. The next one is Stilts. He's also made by Party Time, and he's cheaper. He's $350, but he's also taller, 7.9 feet tall, and he also does more. He does more. I mean, he turns his body, he moves his hands, and he turns his head. Like, he does a lot, and he's $350. And I think he's a cool idea, but I hate his face. His face just looks so cheaply made. Like, I look at his face, I'm just like, that face looks so cheap. Like, they could have done better detail on him. He looks just like a freaking cartoon. Like, he doesn't look like an actual person, like an actual clown, like an actual monster. He just looks like a cartoon, and that to me is kind of just like a, you know, cool concept, really cool. I think the videos of him look really cool. Party Time, which again is questionable, but you know, he's cool and all, but he's just there. You know, like, I think we're tired of clown props, honestly. Clown props just need to go at this point. Like, we're done with them. Like, let's move on, please, Spirit. Eternal Rest, Grave Watcher, and Scary Sitting Scarecrow, which is so a stupid name I've ever heard, the stupidest name I've ever heard, are very much filler props. Eternal Rest, I honestly think is pretty cool. I think it's a cool concept and everything, but it's ruined by the price of $139.99. $140 for something that just twists its head around and like screams and like can be battery powered and like is only 3 feet tall. I mean, it is pretty substantial for a gravestone, but not worth freaking $150. Like, I promise you, Spirit Halloween wanted to probably price that product at $200. Like, they probably really wanted to do that. Grave Watcher, I really am glad that Grave Watcher is back. She is $80. She actually now runs on an adapter. She's now made by YJ Toys and Crafts, but she has a new voice actor, and the new voice is just not as good. It's just not as... They reworded some of the phrases, and I'm not a big fan of the new voice. So she's cool. She's really cheap. She's $80. I think $10 more than the original, so that's not bad. Like, if you can get her with a coupon, hey, that's not a bad prop, and she's really cool. But like, I feel like she should be $50. Honestly, she shouldn't even be $80. But for Spirit Halloween's sake, that's a decent price. And then we got Scary Sitting Scarecrow. It is $109, so it's $10 more than the normal Sitting Scarecrow. And why? I don't know why. They should have just replaced normal Sitting Scarecrow with the Sitting Scarecrow. It literally just has like a creepy face. I think it has light up eyes too. So, I mean, there's literally nothing he does differently. So, again, filler prop. Alright, let's get this over with. Pretty Leatherface. Pretty Woman Leatherface. Pretty Woman Mask Leatherface. I'm glad they brought back Leatherface. I think he was one of their really good props that they've made. And like, he was super scary and terrifying. But this is definitely a downgrade. It also costs more money than the original, but of course with inflation this is probably about the same price. And he does weigh less. He just turns around and then his chainsaw actually moves. I'm glad his chainsaw moves. I'm really happy that they included the moving chainsaw. Not a fan of his outfit. I like the original outfit better, and the Pretty Woman mask I'm not a fan of, but I'm glad they brought him back. I think he's cool. I think he could have done more, but I think Party City's Leatherface is just way better than this one. So yeah, we can move on from this one pretty quickly and go on to the next one, which is Howling Spirit. Now, this guy is quite freaking cool in my opinion. I don't know. Anyways, Howling Spirit, he's made by SVI. He's actually really cheap. He's only $199. And I'm shocked he's only $199 because literally this is probably a $250 prop to Spirit. I don't know why they priced it $199. He's one of the, I think, the only SVI props this year. I don't think there's many other SVI props, and he's just cool. Like, I love him. He's technically not outdoor rated, but like in every single video I see, he looks like he's outdoor rated. He also has like an adapter jack that is like outdoor rated technically, so I'm confused. I don't know if this is outdoor rated or if it's not outdoor rated. I think he's cool. He moves his hands up and down and makes really cool noises, and he lights up pretty well. I think it's a cool prop. I love a classic ghost prop, okay? He could be doing more, but that would probably be even more money. He reminds me of W. Wraith from a few years ago, which honestly, to me, I love W. Wraith from 2021. I believe that also was a pretty decent price too. I think that was only $150, that W. Wraith guy. So he was a pretty good price too. And this one's pretty cool. Like, I can't complain. I think he's quite fucking cool. Like, I really hope he is outdoor rated, and if he isn't, that sucks. But, you know, hopefully he is, and hopefully he sells well so he can come back for another year. The next one is Black Heart. The Black Heart, I think he's quite cool. He reminds me, I think he was technically meant to be Jack the Reaper, you know, the Spirit Halloween mascot, because he reminds me a lot of the Spirit Halloween mascot, but he's quite cool. He's unfortunately made by Crazy Create, which is like a big ding to him, and he's also $300, which is kind of a big ding to him, but he does have decent movement. He does move his hand back and forth to reveal the body, and then he moves his mouth, and he's also 6.6 feet tall, so he's not horrible in height, but he should definitely be cheaper, probably maybe no more than $280, probably more like $250, but at Spirit Halloween for you, they're going to charge you an arm and a leg for literally anything, so he's cool. I think he's quite cool. I love his phrases. I like his movement. He does look pretty freaking awesome, okay? I can respect this one. I can respect a really cool classic Reaper prop because he's cool, and he also has a really, really cool name. This is one of my favorites of this year. It is the Cauldronous, the prop that I was really interested in whenever I saw the Tombstone release from Spirit. And then no one was able to see what this was, and this unfortunately is an in-box only prop, which sucks, but she is so freaking cool. Like, I think she's awesome. She is $280. She's only 4 feet tall, but her movement in it is so freaking cool. She lifts her head up, she moves her mouth, she moves her hand to like cast a spell in the cauldron, and then she moves her bottle to pour something in the cauldron. She pours something in the cauldron with fog, and then the fog shoots up in this really, really cool effect. Like, she is honestly what I would consider a cinematic prop. She is what I would consider a cinematic prop because she just has so much movement and like such a cinema quality. Like, she's like probably a prop that would be like your showpiece. And like she has like a not a story to her, but she has like a like, you want to look at her, you want to see her movements, and that's just so cool. Like, I think again, this is made by Techie, and Techie freaking knocked it out of the park with this one. They do such good props with fog, and they do such unique mechanisms that I love it. I'm so glad that Techie is in their prime now when they're doing really cool props like this because it's so cool. I love this prop a lot. So we have 2 more props left to talk about. We have Desmondes. So Desmondes is a bat-like prop. He is technically 6 feet tall. He jumps up a little bit, and then his wings flap out, and he is $230, made by Techie Toys or Techie Design. And he is okay. You know, I'm just not a huge fan of him. I never thought he was that cool or interesting, so he's kind of just a meh prop. Honestly, I don't really like, either I don't really hate him or don't like love him. I just think he's kind of just, he's there. And then the final prop we got to talk about is honestly one of my favorites this year. It is Darling Dolly. She's also by Techie Design. She is 7 feet tall, and she is $280. And she is just absolutely magnificent. I love her mechanism. I love the way she bends down and freaks people out. Her eyes go from blue to red, and they flash, and she makes these really creepy screaming sounds. I love her freaking fingers. They look like tree branches or something. It looks like something really demonic, and that is just so freaking cool. Darling Dolly, she's really cool. I love her hands. I love how she just leaps down. It's just super cool. So she's really awesome. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that is all the props for 2023 from Spirit Halloween. So before we go, I'm going to give a quick kind of recap of this year. I will say that even the theme, I love the Jack's Mausoleum theme. I think it's so cool. I love how detailed it is, and I love the attention to detail in it. I think it's beautiful. I'm so glad that they chose this really classic theme for this year. There's Mausoleum Row, and then there's Jack's Mausoleum. It looks beautiful. I love it. I cannot wait to see this theme in person. I think the props really also all fit it really well, which is a lot better than last year. I did love last year's theme, don't get me wrong. I think the Reaper's Laboratory was such a cool idea, but this is just so much cooler. I think the cemetery just fits so freaking well, and it gives such classic Halloween vibes that we really all needed these classic Halloween vibes. We really did, and I just love it. I love looking at pictures of it. It's gorgeous. It is truly gorgeous. I love the attention to detail, like I said. I love how there is Here Lies past props in there, which I think that is so freaking cool. There's just so much cool stuff in there. There's a hologram at the top. I love where these props are out on display. It's so cool. I love it. And I mean, I'm very happy with the theme this year. This year is a lot better than last year. I feel like last year I had so many props I absolutely hated. This year there's a couple props that I like. I really, really like Darling Dolly. I love the Cauldronous, and I love Hovering Spirit. I think those are really cool. They're very classic. They're very cool. I think these are good props. And even Poor George. I mean, I think Poor George is pretty freaking cool too. So again, there's props I actually like this year, and that there's like maybe one prop I like last year, and that's a huge improvement to me. I hope Spirit Halloween keeps going down this path. I think they really need to focus in on making really, really unique props especially with Techie Design. Techie Design needs to stay with Spirit. They are doing incredible things. Like the mechanism for Emmeline is so freaking cool. I love that. I love the Cauldronous too. Darling Dolly as well. The mechanisms are so cool in them. I love them. So I really think that Spirit Halloween needs to hold on to unique, interesting prop ideas. They need to stop it with these $400 props, and then we can finally get back to the old days of Spirit Halloween. So that is it for you guys. Sorry for the long video, but I just wanted to talk about it because I have a lot of thoughts to get out there. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys enjoy Spirit Halloween this year. I'm definitely going to be going when my local store opens up. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this year. I think this is definitely a good year for their 40th anniversary, and they definitely put some effort in this year, which I can definitely 100% respect, because they put zero effort in last year, and you cannot teach me otherwise. Okay, that is it. Thank you guys so much. Be sure to subscribe or watch my other videos. I'll make some prop videos in the future, but that is it. I hope you guys have a great day. Goodbye.